The Kent County Commission says protests have kept them from doing their jobs, but the solutions they have come up with to solve that issue have resulted in some new protests.
Barton Dieters is here with both sides of this story. Barton.
While most commissioners agree the protesters have a point, commissioners say they have to be able to do their work and to address citizen concerns about other issues. So they have separated the commissioners from the public, where the public is allowed to watch from another room and submit questions ahead of time. The question is whether the commissioners are allowed to do this under Michigan's Open Meetings Act. People are allowed to address public bodies like the county commission, but what happens when it goes like this? Michigan's Open Meetings Act guarantees public access to meetings held by governmental units, but the interpretation of that act, passed in 1976, has led to dozens of lawsuits and opinions.
One of the things that we've researched very diligently is the Open Meetings Act. Confrontation is not mandated by the act.
The county says the act allows for the true strategies it employed. That was both moving their meeting to another location and then separating the public to another room. They say both of those are covered.
Anything that dissolves a need to physically move people from a meeting when they will not conduct themselves in an orderly, peaceful fashion is in order, as long as the public gets an opportunity to hear the proceedings.
But an attorney who works with the Michigan Press Association and specializes in Open Meetings Act law says it's not that clear.
To bar everyone from attending in person live, I think that violates both the spirit and some of the provisions of the Open Meetings Act.
She says the normal procedure is to remove those who are disrupting a meeting and allowing everyone else to stay. But the board wants to avoid the arrest and removal actions during their meetings.
Citizens are entitled to attend in person. I think that means in the same room as.
While the county says it did not violate the law, they are trying to address concerns and keep the meetings open. Will the next meeting look different?
It may look different based on some of the feedback that we have.
Now, a violation of the act could be pursued by the state attorney general, the county prosecutor, neither of which have indicated they have any inclination to do so. The next meeting is 6 p.m. a week from today. In studio, Barton Dieters, 24 Hour News 8.